space! Hello explorers, welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today we are going to continue our epic journey back to inhabited space. We are currently parked where we left off in episode 2, right outside this gorgeous water world. Another gorgeous water world. I do love my water worlds, but this one has some rather beautiful clouds and little bits of ice from what I can see, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, no, we are going to carry on with our journey back to inhabited space. We're going to speed things up a little bit today, though. I'm only going to stop in systems where there is obviously something interesting going on. The thing is as we get closer and closer to inhabited space, unexplored systems are going to become more and more rare. It's more likely that people will have found the systems that I'll be going to. So my return on investment for the time spent on exploring those systems will be significantly reduced. So we're going to speed things up. We're going to get back to inhabited space. Hopefully we're going to make some real progress today and yeah, get some of this exploration data handed in. So let's get started. First thing I need to do though is plot my routes. When you log off of Elite Dangerous, it forgets your route unfortunately, so I need to go ahead and find my home star of Ibico, which is in the Sol system. It's all the way over there. Let's just get on our way. Sorry, I'm just working out this galaxy map. It's a little bit fiddly at times, this. A little bit fiddly. So as you can see, I mean, there's still a long way for us to go. I think we've got, I think we've got a good 60. Ooh, coal sack. Is that a new one? See, the thing is as you go through the star map, you can find procedurally generated nebula as well as the ones that we know actually exist in the galaxy. So, you know, every now and again you might come across a nebula that you've never seen before. I believe the Coalsack Nebula is just a normal kind of standard nebula. I don't think that's a procedurally generated one, but yeah, that's what they'd look like. You typically can't see them as you're flying through space. Anywho, we've got Ibico selected. I want the fastest route because I want to get back pretty quickly. So let's calculate that route. It's going to do some magic. There we go. And you can see that it's plotted a route in from my current location. This will be the fastest route, not the most economical one, so I will have to keep an eye on my fuel. As you can see, the reason why the line is dotted rather than solid is because it's telling me that I can't get to this location on a single fuel tank. But that's fine, I fully expect to have to scoop on the way. So, let's get ready to rumble. Align with our target, fire up the frame ship drive, and let's get going. Kind of sucks to think I won't be using this Cobra for very long. It is a very pretty ship, but I do love the interior of this Cobra. That keyboard look. We're still using QWERTY keyboards even 1,000 years into the future. And we're still using function keys too. But no, I like that. I like that we've got a little keyboard. That's cool. Right, throttle down. Here is a star. Let's scan it down and see what we're dealing with. Activate my system scanner and my directional scanner. Sorry, discovery scanner. I'm still playing Metal Gear Solid. 26 new astronomical objects. Let's see if this system's been explored and what we've got in it. That is an M-type star. So we've got an we've got 2 M-type stars and 2 Class T dwarfs. All unexplored by the looks. Some of this stuff looks quite interesting actually. These are most likely metal-rich planets. That is a bloody big rocky world by the look of it. That's a huge rocky world. Yeah, 5 times the size of Earth. That's pretty impressive. I'm just trying to decide whether or not any of these will be interesting. That one could be potentially interesting, but is it worth it? How far away are they? Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. If we crack open the navigation panel, we'll be able to see. So all of this stuff within kind of 10 light years is most likely to be the asteroid belt. How far away are the stars? Stars are pretty close, actually. In fact, a lot of it's pretty close. Let's have a look. Let's spend some time in this system. It might be worth our while.
Fuel scooping.
Especially seeing as everything's so close. I mean, I can probably scan most of this stuff down just from sitting in this star's bath of fuel. There's obviously some more stars over there. Some more planets over there. Yeah. Looks like there's a couple of stars over there, actually. On a wonky angle. See what we're dealing with this planet. I predict metal rich. High metal content planet. That'll do. Alright, what's the next one? Yeah, I'm ignoring all of this stuff because it's only going to be asteroids. It's too close to the sun. Okay, what we got over here? 24 light seconds away is the next one. We can reach it from here, so that's cool. Not too worried about my fuel situation. I'm pretty much on a full tank, so it's not a big deal. I mean, the good thing here is that if I saw these planets and it was a system that was already explored, I wouldn't touch it. I'd just fly straight past because it's not worth it. I mean, that 50% bonus is really, really important to me in terms of, you know, getting a return on investment. And I talk about that a lot. I know, I'm sorry. But, yeah, no, getting that return on investment for your time is really important. Exploration in terms of things you can spend your time doing and the amount of time and the amount of profit that you will get from doing those things isn't the best. You know, you can bounty hunt and earn, you know, $1 million in an hour. $1 million whilst you're off exploring is probably going to take you at least 3 hours to get. It could, you know, you could just nail a couple of really awesome systems and make a buttload of profit just off pot luck, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to take you a little bit longer than that to generate some decent profit through exploration. But the thing about exploration, it's kind of fun. I kind of like it. Wow, that's a pretty star. Is it a star or a planet? It's definitely a star. It's one of those Class D brown dwarfs, like 53,000 light year seconds away. I'm not going to bother with that. But let's definitely take a jaunt out to these close planets, put our name on them. Who knows, we might just find something with ammonia-based life on it. Whilst we wait for that one to scan, let's check out the ones that we've already scanned. So what have we got so far? Oh, actually, you know, some of those ones down there look quite interesting. What have we got then so far? High metal content world. Unexplored. High metal content world. High metal content world. What's this one then? Unexplored so far, so it's not giving us the data yet, but high metal content world, okay. So it looks like I missed one of the ones that was a little bit closer actually, so yeah, I did. I mistook it for an asteroid. So yeah, it's always worth kind of clicking and checking to see, you know, okay, that's why I missed it, because those two are in really close proximity, look. Really, really close proximity. I just need to be careful not to fly past here, so let me throttle down. These two orbiting each other, huh? Don't want to fly into them though. Which it looks like I might. Oh dear. But it's cool anyway. Don't forget you can use the gravity of the planets to slow yourself down as you sort of slingshot around them. It's a really useful trick. But that green line you see around the planet, if you fly into that, you're going to have a bad time, basically. It's kind of like the point of no return. I guess it represents the area on the planet. That's just an asteroid belt. That's just an asteroid belt. That's just an asteroid belt. Yeah, I guess it represents the area on the planet where if you were to go past that point, if you were to go past that sort of green line there, then you would be sucked in by the planet's gravity and wouldn't be able to escape very easily. But in the game, the way that mechanic works is that it simply drops you out of hyperspace. Now, because I'm stuck in between the gravity of these two binary planets, it's going to take me a long time to accelerate, so apologies for that. But what it does mean is that we get a nice little beauty shot of this planet in the background of this sun. It's quite nice. Alright, we're pulling away now. We're getting up to 1 million meters per second. And I mean, let's just have another quick look at the system map and see what we've got so far. I mean, all that stuff down there, that stuff's cold. Look at it, that stuff is cold and icy and barren. Not worth checking now. Some of this stuff, I still don't know. I still don't know. I mean, that's the one that we're going to now. That's probably just going to be a cold wasteland. These two are probably worth checking out. That's about it. There is a chance that that could be an ammonia world. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it. Interesting. Pretty silent, actually. If the background music is totally silent, then there's always a chance that it's an ammonia world. But I can never recognize a sound for an ammonia world. But yeah, no. If you do want to find out what the hell I'm talking about, there, you can listen to the planets in the system map. Check out my previous video, episode 2, to see that in action. Right. Okay. Okay. High metal content planet. Yeah, it really looks like we're not finding anything all that interesting here. I mean, I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump right ahead to the next system and just kind of ignore this stuff. Actually, I tell you what, I will put my name on the second star because that's always worth doing. Let's just track down that second star. I think it's this one. Yep. So if we just target that, then it'll appear in this menu. Yeah, it's this one over here. Look, it's only 2,000 light seconds away, and I can scan it from here. So let's do that. Okay, so there's that Class M Red Dwarf star, and I'm now just going to go ahead and jump into the next system. So, you know, that was worth doing. I mean, unexplored system, so I've put my name on some of this stuff. There's still some other stuff for people to explore if they come into the system, but right now, I'm in a bit of a rush, so let's get back. Carry on with our journey. How long have we got? 64 jumps to go.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, let's see. Let's throttle down. We should always throttle down just in case. Don't know what we're jumping into. Jumping into a bloody big star by the look of it. Okay, really active star. Look at all that solar flare action going on. Right, scan this bad boy down. 17 new astronomical objects. Okay, system map. What do we got? Wow, many stars. 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. And some gas giants? These look like gas giants. Well worth checking out. Anyway, these two are probably just rocky or high metal planets. So I'm not too bothered. That could be a lava world, actually. I wonder. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Look at it. Tiny. 0.003 of Earth's mass. Absolutely tiny. Right, well, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my course for that world there. Because again, all of this is unexplored, so it's worth checking out. But
Fuel scooping.
I'm not going to spend too long here.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh, wow, look at that star. It's only 42 light seconds away. It's gorgeous. A little bit of pink. Is that a star? It's tiny. I bet that's a borderline gas giant. I think that's literally like very, very much borderline with gas giant. Because I mean, you compare that with that's 37 light seconds away. Okay, we compare that with this bad boy, which is 7 light seconds away. So it's quite a bit closer, but. Oof. That thing is tiny. Really, really tiny. Anyway, let's not get too close because the gravitational pull of stars is pretty spectacular. So let's just move on to whatever's closest. Scan it down. Let's go for a beauty shot. Look at this. What else do we scan that planet? So, this system, we've got a star there. There's another one there. Beautiful. Tiny little pink pearl. There's obviously another 2 over there. So there you go, there's your 4. I mean, the benefit for me, and what you should really get as an explorer is a metal-rich planet, nice, is a advanced discovery scanner, and those things are just so goddamn useful. The difference between the discovery scanners is the range at which they operate. So your basic discovery scanner will only discover things within, I'm not sure what the distance is actually, I think it's like 500 light seconds, which in the grand scheme of things isn't very much, but an advanced discovery scanner will discover everything in the system. It has an unlimited range within the system that you're in. So it's incredibly useful for finding things that are like 50,000 light seconds away from you and all that jazz. That's an asteroid belt, that's an asteroid belt. That's your second star. Right, that's an asteroid belt around that second star. That's an asteroid belt. That's an asteroid belt. If you're wondering how I know that these are different things, it's the hologram image just there. Look, you see it? Next to the bit that says unexplored. Right, let's move on to these. I think they're gas giants, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait until we get close and have a look. Let's just see which one I've targeted here by opening the system map. Yeah, it's that one there, look. Some of these are very interesting looking, and a lot of them have atmospheres as well. Kept warm by staying in the middle of these 2 stars. Right, okay, so we've just started scanning that now. We're just starting to get pulled in by it too, so I'm going to slow right down. Come on, be something interesting. A water world, very interesting. Okay, I was not expecting that. Let's take a closer look. Not too close. Not too close. Okay, what do we know? What do we see? Oh, I love my water worlds. They're so pretty. Not as pretty as a goddamn Earth like, which I haven't found yet. Come on, space. Supply the goods. Right. That is very much a water world. It is pretty much all water. Beautiful. A little bit of an ice cap going on and a little bit of atmosphere as well. Let's see what we can find out about it. Okay, terrestrial water world with an active water-based chemistry and carbon water-based life. Water geysers. Nice. 1,000 atmospheres. Dear God, that would be crushing. That would be absolutely crushing. Mostly ice, some rock and some metal too. But yeah, no, 94% nitrogen. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Alright, let's move on to the next one. These are the 2 that are just off to my left that are in a binary arrangement. What I mean by binary arrangement is that they're orbiting each other as well as orbiting the star. Kind of weird concept, I would say. Space. Space is the only explanation I can give you on that. I'm no scientist. But yeah, coming back to the whole Discovery Scanner thing, I mean, the advanced Discovery Scanner costs something ridiculous like 1.5 million credits, and that's not easy. It makes the entry point for exploration quite high in terms of money. So if you do want to get started, you can go ahead and just, you know, go out with your basic Discovery Scanner and start scanning things, but you need to be aware that you won't be finding things that are outside of like a certain range. I think it's 500 light years. Now, the best thing to do, you know, if you know from looking at the system map that there is another star in the system, but you can't find it because you're Discovery Scanner can't match its range, then what you want to be doing is you want to be flying around and you want to be looking for objects moving in parallax. Now, what that means, it's best if I get up to some speed, and I'll show you in a second, but what that essentially means is that you're looking for points of light in space that are moving in a different way to everything else in space. So one star might appear to be moving a lot faster compared to the others. Now, really, what should happen is that the other stars in the background, all these stars that are light years away, shouldn't be moving at all, because, you know, as you move through space, your perspective on them doesn't change at all. But the ones that are closer will, because you are actually moving quite fast relative to them in space. So watch this later. Just watch these these planets right here. You can see that they're moving quite quickly as I go past them, compared to the stars in the background, and that's what you're looking out for. That's what you're looking out for. So those were both metal-rich planets, which is kind of boring. Let me just see if I can find another one, and I'll demonstrate this whole parallax thing whilst I'm at it. So those are the two that we just... Both got atmospheres, methane-rich atmospheres, so that's cool. Not gas giants. Let's have a look at this one, which is over here. Now watch. So you can see the stars in the background, and they're all staying pretty still. But this planet here, this unexplored planet here, you can see that it's moving quite quickly compared to all the stars in the background. That means that it's closer to me than all those stars in the background, and that's important when you're looking for stars that your Discovery Scanner is out of range of, because it means that you can see them and you can identify them and you can fly to them within range. Let's see what this one is. I'm predicting something boring. An icy planet. Absolutely boring. So let's just demonstrate this parallax thing. Those two, I know those are the other stars in the system, right? Because I've got a stupidly ranged Discovery Scanner. But if I were to fly kind of at an angle to them, let's say that they're totally out of my range, and they would be as well. If I had a basic Discovery Scanner, it wouldn't be able to pick those up. So what you're really looking for is you're firstly looking for interesting points of light in the sky. We can see that these two are particularly bright and particularly a different colour to the rest. But what we're also looking for is for them to be moving at a different pace to everything around them. And it's usually better if you get yourself at a bit of an angle, so that you're flying so that you're not flying directly towards them, because if you do that, if you fly directly towards them, all that's going to happen is that they're going to get bigger and they're not necessarily going to be moving. You need to be at a high speed, especially when you're trying to find things at a distance. But you'll start to see what I mean in a sec. So let's just look as if we are diving down beneath them. So yeah, you see they're moving at a different speed. They're moving upwards where all the other stars are staying in the same place. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. It would help if that UI element, if that user interface element wasn't in the way. But yeah, you can see that they're moving, and that's how you find things that are far away in space. Right, let's just check to see if there's anything else worth checking out in this system. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next one. No, that's probably going to be an ice planet. Yeah, no, everything after this point is going to be too cold to harbour anything interesting, so let's just move on. I'm not too fussed about scanning down the rest of these stars. Alright, next system. Center 5 FPA. Oh no, that's not the next system. That's the next system. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
I wonder what that is. How can that possibly be useful? I mean, you're sat here as the pilot, or you're sat there as the co-pilot. There's not really any other seats in this. So what the hell is that for? Some handy little drawers over there. Whoop! Let's throttle down before we fly into a star. It's gonna happen one day, guys. Promise you. Right, scan the system, see what we've got. One new astronomical object, and I bet you it's a star. Yep. So we've got an unexplored L dwarf and a class M star too, so let's scan these stars down and move on to the next. Might as well, they're unexplored.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Wow, it's quite far away actually. Yeah, no, can't be bothered. It's just a class M, class L dwarf. It's not going to be that interesting. So let's just move on.
Charging.
One piece of advice for you as well. When you are getting ready to jump and you've just jumped into a system and you want to jump straight onto the next one, check your heat before you activate your frameshift drive, because it's happened to me many times before where I've activated my frameshift drive and gotten ready to jump to the next system and then realised I am too close to the star, or I've jumped into a star that is very hot and I've not realised it. Stars can be pretty deceptive in terms of, you know, their heat levels and their size, so you just want to make sure, just train yourself to double check your heat levels before you make that jump. Right, 9 objects in this system. Let's check out, see what they are, and they're all an asteroid belt. Totally boring, totally uninteresting. That's a T-Tauri star, which I cannot scoop. Remember our acronym. Remember our acronym for scoopable stars, so if it is a class KGBFOAM, KGB foam, any of those class stars, you can scoop them. Any other star cannot be scooped. So check my heat levels, we're down to 50%, that's fine, let's get going. And throttle down, let's see what we're dealing with. Right, okay, by the way, whilst you are in space, I'm hoping this is a scoopable star. It doesn't look like it will be though. Let's just scan it first to make sure. Scan it first to make sure, rather than flying in and just testing it, see if it's scoopable. 2 of the stars in the system, looks pretty boring. Let's just see if this is scoopable, because I could do with some fuel. It is scoopable, it's a class M. So let's just get right in there. I get down to about where it says I'm doing. That's a little bit too much. A little bit too much for my taste, so let's just pull up a little bit. I get down to about where it says it's doing about 90 units per second, something like that. And then I just sit in here. I know a lot of people like to fly through the star, but to me that seems dangerous. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to check out the galaxy map, because I'm only on 72% heat, and I'm not too worried about overheating just yet. So this is the star that we're at. It's class M, that's a class M2, that's a class L dwarf. Lots of those around here. My dashboard is giving off inordinate amount of smoke, trying to get me to worry, but I'm really not that worried because I'm still only at 73% heat. Great thing about the Cobra, it is so good at managing heat. These are the stars. One's 15 light seconds away, one's 443 light seconds away. Definitely not worth the trip to either of those. Pretty boring stars anyway, so let's lock onto our next system. Now, because we're scooping fuel, we want to get well clear of the star and cool down before we activate our frameshift drive. Because if I activate it now, heat's going to build up as the frameshift drive charges, and it's almost definitely going to tip me over 100%, and when it does, that's going to result in module damage. So I'm going to wait until my heat goes down to 50% and then activate my frameshift drive. By the way, whilst you are flying through witch space and you are moving to your next star system, you can press the X key on your keyboard, or you can use your throttle down controls to make sure that your throttle is set to 0 when you land into the new system. A really handy tip, saved my ass many a time. Right, the scanner shows 16 new objects. Let's find out what they are. Oh my god, this is boring. Look at all this rubbish. I don't like the look of any of this. I'm just going to scan the star and move on. To my slightly trained eye, that all looks like total boring ice planets. It doesn't look like this system's very hot, so let's just move on. See, that's the thing. That is the thing. If there aren't planets within the habitable zone of a star, then it's kind of not going to have life.
Frameshift drive.
Next
charging.
system! Okay, here we are in Cenify QMVB220, I think it was. Let's fire off the D-scanner. 26 new astronomical objects. Please have something interesting. Wow, oh, gutted. Absolutely gutted. This one's already been discovered. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Alright, so we've got some... All of these gas giants are unexplored. The person who came through here only discovered the planet. So, let's go gas giant hunting. This is interesting. I'm going to target this one first. I'm not going to bother with any of those moons. They all look icy and boring. But fingers crossed that one of these gas giants will hold a life. Let's go have a look.
Fuel scooping.
And we're already scanning this one because it's bloody massive. 918 light seconds away, yeah. System's flashing red at me because it thinks I'm going to go overheat, but I'm not. I know what I'm doing, silly Cobra. And that's the good thing about gas giants. I'll probably be able to scan these from quite far away and get this done quite quickly. I'm really not interested in the moons. The moons are likely to be cold and boring and probably icy, and it's just going to be a massive waste of time. Right, that first one is just a gas giant, so not what we were hoping for. Let's check out this next one. Come on, life. I would love some life. I love that we're scanning these from 1,000 light seconds out as well. That's just fantastic. Just going to slow down a little bit. There's no point in me burning towards this star because the next one is probably only going to make the next one that I go to even further away, unless it's that one there, which it could be. What's it gonna be? Another class 1 gas giant, so again, not what we're looking for. These are not the gas giants you're looking for. Could really use. So done that one. Done that one. That one is next. Let's target that. Actually, you know what? Whilst we're heading this way, let's just scan this down. It's only a little one though, so I'm probably gonna have to get a little bit closer. Come on, little Cobra, let's go faster. There we go, back into the blue zone. The blue zone, by the way, if you put you see your throttle marker on the right, if you put it into the blue zone, what that means is it's going to automatically throttle up and down for you based on what the computer thinks should be your speed at the time. It'll try and prevent you from crashing into any sort of astronomical object. I say try with emphasis because it really doesn't work too well. It doesn't seem to take into account the gravity well of the planet, so whilst it will slow you down as you get closer, it might not slow you down enough for you to not get sucked in by the planet's or the star or whatever's gravity well. That was just an icy planet with rings. That is really frustrating, not what I wanted at all. So yeah, whilst it's useful, just be careful whilst you are using it. Okie dokie, let's find our next gas giant, which is this one, pretty one. Whiz towards this, we should be able to scan it down pretty soon. There we go, started scanning, so I'll move back down to the blue zone. Try not to crash into the moons on my left. Oh, really? I didn't realise that this one was orbiting the other gas giant. Okay, there's some really crazy stuff going on here, look. So, that gas giant there has a few moons and something else orbiting it. Oh, it is pretty though, look at it. Look at how pretty all this is. Dead thin, wispy rings, look. Wispy rings. Well, they look thin. They're probably absolutely ginormous. Made up of more than likely ice. Let's just take out the look out the window as we go past this gas giant. I love how you get like different layers of rings as well. Like you get different colours depending on how close you are to the star. And I guess that's because different objects are impacted differently by, you know, gravity and shit. That's me trying to talk about space. Right. What else have we got then? We've got this one to go to next, and then that's the last one, and we can move on. But whilst we burn towards that, what do we know? That one's actually got rocky rings. It wasn't icy rings. Yep. Rocky rings, icy rings. Okay. Cool. Let's throttle up to this next star. It's not a star, it's a gas giant. We'll move on. We'll see if there's anything interesting in the next system, and then we'll call it a day for this episode, I think. But I would really, really, really love to discover a Earth-like planet right now. I feel so sad that I haven't discovered one yet. I've done loads of exploring and I still haven't found one. Or even a giant water world, because you can get those like massive, massive, massive water worlds. Burning back across, probably going to go past this star, I think. Yeah, we are. We're going to go past this star, which means that we're going to be impacted by the gravity well. You can see that taking effect now. You can see me slowing down as the star tries to pull me towards it, rather than me going straight forward. Let's get our beauty cam out. Man, I love space. Look how tiny that looks. It's freaking massive in reality. Little point of light. It just looks like a light bulb. Tiny little light bulb. But no, it's a bloody huge star and it will burn your face off. Cautious. Right, 1,400 light seconds to go. Of course, you know, light seconds isn't a measurement of time at all. It is a measurement of distance. Light seconds is how far, in terms of distance, a beam of light will travel in a second. I think that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. You can tell me in the comments if it doesn't make sense. Okay, starting to scan this now. Okay, just another class 1 gas giant. That is a bit of a shame. I was hoping for something much more interesting, but never mind. There's a weird shadow effect going on here. I can't tell if that's my graphics card or if there's something actually obscuring the light in the game. Yeah, wow. It's telling me to slow down. I'm going to crash into the rings. Another very pretty gas giant. Here. Purple one. I like my purple ones. Right, let's go. Let's go to the next system. Because we are all done here. And fingers crossed for that Earth-like. We've made some good progress today.
Drive charging.
Okay, here we are in Cinefy KOK. I'm not going to say that phonetically. That's rather rude. Right, what we got in the system? "17 new astronomical objects." Let's check out what they are. One of them is definitely a star. Yep, so we've got a binary star system here with a buttload of really boring stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Look at it. It's all dead boring. It's all white. No, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by any of this. I might scan that first planet. It's got a bit of an atmosphere, so yeah, let's scan that first planet, and that will be our taster for this system to see if it's actually.
Fuel scooping.
It's actually quite far out as well, even though it's the first planet.
Disengaged.
The closest planet to the star. It's not close. It's 280 light seconds away. But if this planet is any good, then we might check out some of the other bodies in this system. If not, we'll put ourselves in a orbit, and we will call this one a day. Thank you for joining me so far, by the way. If you're watching this, I love you. Please leave me a comment to say you're there. These are my first videos, and I'm really, really keen to get some feedback on them. So please, 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 if you're out there, if you're watching, please do send me a little message, drop me a little comment or something. I'm going to whiz past this because whoosh! Because I was going far too fast. Let's use the planet's gravity to turn ourselves back around. Found the orbit line, there it is. We can just kind of sneak up on it now. Sneak up on this planet from behind. As we get nice and close, you can see the glow of the atmosphere around the edge of the planet as well. Pretty sexy. Hi, metal content planet. So, yeah, this system's not looking great, guys. I'm gonna put us as into a parking orbit around this planet. It's a very pretty planet, though. Very pretty planet. Right, well, that is us. We are very close to this planet. We're just going to park up here, put the camera on. And so, that is it, boys and girls, for episode 3 of my Elite Dangerous series. Thank you so much for joining me so far. I'm having a well of a time doing this one. We've not found much today, but it's been good fun. I mean, I like talking and things about Elite Dangerous and talking about space, flying through space and seeing what we can find. So, yeah, no, I'm loving this to bits, and I hope you are too. So do leave me a comment, do hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next star system. Goodbye.